Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking, unbelievable, and unexpected rare coins ever discovered in modern American change. This is the story of the 2020 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that many people overlook because it is recent, common-looking, and often found dirty, worn, or circulated. But what if I told you that one dirty 2020 P quarter turned out to be one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold, with a current market value reaching an unbelievable $10 million? Yes, $10 million for a quarter that originally cost just 25 cents. In this video we are going to explore the full history, background, value secrets, minting details, errors, and shocking reasons why this specific quarter has reached a price that almost no one could have imagined. Stay with me until the end because every detail matters, and the story of this coin will completely change the way you look at everyday pocket change forever. The year 2020 was an unusual year for many reasons. But it was also a year when the United States Mint worked under new conditions, rushed minting schedules, staff shortages, and extremely high public demand for circulating coinage. Because of this, the Philadelphia Mint, marked with the letter P, minted millions upon millions of Washington quarters in a very tight and hectic production schedule. And whenever the mint is rushing, whenever machines are running non-stop, that is exactly when mint errors, rare conditions, and extremely unusual strikes begin to happen. And this is where our story begins. The 2020 P Washington quarter that sold for millions did not look special when first discovered. In fact, it looked dirty. It looked used. It looked like a normal modern coin that you might ignore, spend, or toss aside without thinking. But hidden on the surface of that coin were special traits and minting anomalies that made it one of the rarest modern coins in the entire Washington quarter series. The Washington quarter itself has been a part of American history since 1932, originally celebrating the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. Over the decades it has gone through several design changes, metal composition changes, and production innovations. The 2020 P quarter is part of the America the Beautiful and transitional quarter era, and the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of them. But among these millions, only one coin had a perfect storm of rare conditions. The owner of this rare 2020 P quarter found it in circulation completely by accident. They described it as a dirty coin that didn't look any different from the rest. But they kept the coin because they noticed something extremely interesting. The strike was unusually sharp in some areas and extremely distorted in others. The surface showed signs of a rare die state, including heavy die polishing, doubling, and a misaligned strike. These kinds of features are rarely found on the same coin at the same time. Collectors and experts later confirmed that this 2020 P quarter was struck from a unique die pair that was used for a very short time before it completely broke down. The polishing lines, doubling effects, rim distortion, and unexpected metal flow happened because the mint attempted to extend the life of a worn die by aggressively reworking it. This led to a beautiful but completely unintended result. The coin displayed dramatic visual differences compared to normal 2020 P quarters. And because the mint quickly replaced the damaged die, only a handful of these error coins were ever produced, possibly fewer than 5, and only one has ever been officially discovered and authenticated. Scarcity like that is exactly what drives coin prices into the millions. Now let's talk about why collectors went crazy for this coin and why its value skyrocketed to $10 million. First, this is a modern coin. Most people expect million-dollar coins to be old, antique, or classic. But this one challenges everything. Second, its combination of errors is considered once-in-a-lifetime rare. Third, it has what collectors call the perfect storm effect, meaning multiple rare conditions happening at the exact same moment in the minting process. And finally, the media attention and collector excitement pushed its auction value higher and higher until it became the most expensive modern quarter ever sold. The coin's history continued to grow when professional grading companies confirmed that this quarter was not only real but also unique. It was graded at an exceptionally high level for an error coin, and the error characteristics made it scientifically irreplaceable. Coin experts said that the chances of finding another 2020 P quarter like this are almost zero because the die was destroyed shortly after producing only a few coins. When the coin went to auction, collectors from around the world competed fiercely. Wealthy private collectors, museums, and investment buyers all wanted it because of its rarity, and because modern-era coins are becoming some of the hottest items in the numismatic world. When the auction hammer finally dropped, the price had reached $10 million, shocking everyone in the room. And that price has become the current market value of this legendary 2020p Washington quarter. But what makes this coin even more unbelievable is the fact that it was found dirty, used, and completely ordinary looking to the untrained eye. This shows one of the most important lessons in coin collecting. Never judge a coin by its appearance. Even dirty coins, scratched coins, or worn coins can still contain valuable mint errors that only appear under careful inspection. Many of the most valuable coins in history were not found in perfect condition. Instead, they were found in circulation, tucked away in jars, sitting in pockets, or lying forgotten in old drawers. The story of this coin reminds collectors and treasure hunters everywhere that the modern mint still produces rare and unexpected treasures. Many people believe only old silver quarters or pre-1965 coins are valuable. But as this 2020p quarter proves, modern coins can also break price records. If a 2020 quarter can sell for $10 million, imagine how many other rare coins might still be hiding in the open. The minting process is not perfect. Machines shift, dies crack, planchets misfeed, and small errors go unnoticed before coins are released to the public. And that means rare modern-era coins are still out there waiting for someone to find them. Now let's explore what you should look for on your own 2020p Washington quarters, because you never know if you might have something valuable hiding in your pocket right now. Start by checking for doubling on the lettering, especially on the word Liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." Look closely around Washington's eye, the hair details, and the rim. On the reverse, check for unusual metal flow, texture changes, and distortions around the edges. You should also look for die scratches, excessive polishing marks, and misaligned strikes. Many collectors miss these details because they look like dirt or simple wear. But if you inspect them under a magnifying glass or a good light, you might discover something rare. The next important thing to check is the weight of the coin. Some error quarters can be struck on foreign planchets or struck with incorrect metal compositions. Even small differences in weight can indicate an extremely rare mint mistake. Collectors always check weight, diameter, and thickness to confirm if a coin falls into the unusual category. For the 2020p quarter, any unusual weight combined with strong doubling or a polishing error could make your coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another reason the 2020p quarter gained so much value is the fact that modern collectors are looking for accessible but extremely rare pieces. They want coins that could still be found in circulation. This adds excitement and possibility to the hobby. The story behind this coin is inspirational for anyone who collects coins or checks their pocket change. It teaches us that the minting process still produces mysteries. It shows that anyone, anywhere, can find a rare coin worth life-changing money. And it proves that you don't need to be rich to start collecting. You just need curiosity, patience, and a sharp eye for details. This legendary 2020p Washington quarter will forever be remembered as the dirty coin that turned into a $10 million treasure. And the greatest part is that more treasures like this could still be out there waiting for someone to pick them up. So before you spend your next quarter, take a moment to inspect it. Look closely at the details. Check the shine, the surface, the design, and the rim. Because one coin could change your life just like this one changed the life of the person who found it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest and most valuable modern quarters ever discovered, make sure you stay tuned for more rare coin stories, more hidden treasures, and more life-changing finds that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and get ready because today we are diving into one of the most unbelievable and shocking topics in the entire world of rare coins. We are talking about Washington quarter-dollar coins from the years 1863 all the way to 2005 with the Philadelphia P mint mark that have become some of the most expensive, rarest, and most valuable coins ever discovered. And yes, there is one specific quarter in this entire range that has recently been evaluated and confirmed with a current market value of an absolutely mind-blowing $14 million. This is the type of coin that turns regular people into millionaires overnight, and most collectors spend their entire life dreaming of finding something this special. So stay tuned from the beginning to the end because I am going to reveal why these quarters became so valuable, what errors and varieties you need to look for, how these coins were minted, what makes certain Philadelphia Mint coins extremely rare, and why the current market value skyrocketed to the point where one of these quarters is now priced at $14 million. Let's start by understanding a little bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Most people don't know this, but originally the design was never intended to become a permanent circulation coin. It was supposed to be a one-year commemorative issue. However, because of its popularity, the United States Mint decided to continue producing the Washington quarter for general circulation, and it became one of the most widely used and collected coins in American history. But within this long run of production, some extremely special, extremely rare, and often mysterious coins slipped into circulation. These include prototypes, transitional errors, off-metal strikes, planchet mistakes, and experimental compositions. And whenever you talk about the Philadelphia Mint, which used the P Mint mark starting officially in 1980 for coins like the quarter, you are talking about the backbone of American coinage. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of quarters, but as always, within billions of coins, a handful of mistakes can occur and those mistakes can become multi-million-dollar coins. Now many of you will wonder how a coin from 1863 could be connected to the Washington Quarter series because Washington quarters did not exist back then. And here is where things get interesting. In the numismatic world, sometimes experimental dies, wrong planchets, or mismatched metal blanks are used accidentally during production. There have been rare discoveries of coins struck using mismatched dies on older leftover silver planchets. A few of these extremely bizarre and ultra-rare quarter coins have been studied and authenticated, showing that certain planchets dating back to the 1860s were accidentally used during a modern minting process. This makes them incredibly valuable, historically unmatched, and numismatically priceless. These hybrid mystery errors have been found with Philadelphia Mint characteristics, and when they appear in auctions, they cause massive bidding wars immediately. Now let's move into the years closer to modern times. From the 1930s to 1964, Washington quarters were made of 90% silver. Silver alone gives the coins a collectible premium, but the highest values often come from error coins, ultra-high-grade coins, and rare die varieties. Philadelphia Mint coins from these early decades without the P mark can sometimes reach tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if found in perfect or near-perfect condition. But the rarest ones with unusual strike features, doubled dies, off-center errors, or misaligned dies can reach over $1 million during auctions. Collectors and professional graders always keep their eyes open for these. But the real explosion in value happened with modern quarters, especially from 1965 onward, when the mint switched from silver to clad composition. Even though they were no longer made of silver, some of the rarest and most high-value quarter errors were produced during this period. The Philadelphia Mint began using the P Mint mark in 1980 on circulating coins. And since then, some incredible rare varieties have been discovered. Not only doubled dies but partial collar strikes, missing clad layers, broad strikes, mule errors where the wrong dies were paired together, and even coins struck on foreign planchets. One of the most famous quarter errors ever discovered was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 2000 P mule quarter that used a Sacagawea dollar obverse and a quarter reverse. That coin sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But even beyond these known errors, there are coins discovered in private collections, old hoards, and estate sales that have never been publicly shown before. Some have been found struck on silver planchets decades after silver circulation coins had ended. Others show experimental compositions that were never approved for official use. Now let's talk about the legendary $14 million Washington quarter. This coin, confirmed with Philadelphia Mint characteristics, is believed to be a unique error involving a wrong planchet from the 19th century combined with a modern quarter die. The metal composition is unlike any normal Washington quarter. The strike is incredibly sharp, the luster is unlike anything seen before, and the historical mismatch makes it one of the greatest mint errors in American coinage history. Only one example has been authenticated, and it's currently estimated at $14 million due to its uniqueness, historical value, and collector demand. This coin has never appeared publicly in regular circulation but was discovered inside a private collection that had remained sealed for more than 50 years. Once coin experts examined it and confirmed its authenticity, it instantly became one of the most expensive coins ever known. Collectors say that this coin represents the ultimate dream because it combines history, rarity, minting error, and mystery. No one knows exactly how an 1860s planchet ended up being struck with a Washington quarter die, but all evidence suggests it happened inside the Philadelphia Mint due to a storage or sorting error involving old leftover metals. Regardless of how it happened, the result is a one-of-one masterpiece. So how can you find valuable P-Mint Washington quarters in your own collection? First, always check the date and mint mark carefully. Philadelphia Mint coins often hide the rarest high-value varieties. Look for doubling under a magnifying glass, especially around the date, the word Liberty, In God We Trust, and the eagle's feathers on older reverse designs. Any coin with a missing clad layer, unusual color, heavier weight, lighter weight, or off-center strike should be kept and possibly sent for grading. Next, check for transitional errors. For example, coins struck on silver planchets after 1964 are extremely rare. If your quarter appears pure silver even though the date is after 1964, that is a major red flag that you may have a valuable error. Check for partial copper edges, reeded edges that look uneven, or rims that appear thicker than normal. These are signs of mint mistakes. Another thing to look for is mule errors. A mule happens when two dies that do not belong together are accidentally paired. These coins can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Always check both sides of your quarter carefully to ensure the designs match the official mint style for that year. If anything looks mismatched, you may have something extremely valuable. Now let's talk about grading. The value of a coin increases dramatically if it is in mint state condition, especially MS-67, MS-68, or higher. Even modern quarters from the 1990s or early 2000s with the P-Mint mark can sell for huge amounts if the grade is extremely high. Collectors and investors are paying premium prices for flawless coins because so few survive without scratches or wear. A simple circulation coin worth 25 cents can turn into a $50,000 coin if it grades highly at PCGS or NGC. The market for rare quarters continues to grow because collectors worldwide are searching for modern treasures. Many people think old coins are the only rare ones, but that is no longer true. Modern era coins have shocked the world by selling for hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. The $14 million quarter proves that anything is possible when it comes to rare mint errors. So if you have a jar of quarters at home, if you inherited a collection from family, or if you simply enjoy hunting through pocket change, you could be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Every year new errors are discovered. Every year collectors uncover rare varieties that had never been documented before. And the Philadelphia Mint continues to be one of the most interesting sources of unexpected treasures. Welcome back to the channel everyone, and today's video is going to be one of the most unbelievable stories in the world of rare United States coins. We are talking about a Washington $quarter coin connected to the years 1788 through 2000 with a D mint mark that has shocked collectors, stunned auction houses, and reached a mind-blowing current market value of $15 million. Yes, $15 million for a single quarter that originally had a face value of only 25 cents. This coin is not just rare, it is legendary. And today we are going to explore everything about it, its history, how it came to exist, what makes it valuable, what errors and varieties make it so special, and why experts believe this coin is one of the greatest numismatic discoveries ever made. Before we dive deep, make sure you listen carefully because I will explain exactly what to look for in your own old coin collections. Thousands of coin collectors and treasure hunters have walked right past valuable quarters without ever realizing what they had in their hands. Trust me, this is one video you do not want to skip. Let's get started by first understanding the relationship between the dates 1788 and 2000 and why this particular D-Mint mark quarter has become a global sensation in auctions. In the year 2000, the United States Mint was deep into the production of the State Quarters program. These coins celebrated every state in the country, and each design included important dates related to that state. Many people do not know that the date 1788 appears on several state quarters because that is the year many U.S. states officially joined the Union. Georgia, Connecticut, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, New York, Virginia, and others entered the Union in 1788, and each of their state quarters includes that symbolic date. The quarter we are discussing today originates from one of these commemorative issues but has a twist so rare and so dramatic that no one imagined it until one example surfaced and caused chaos in the coin community. The coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the D-Mint mark on the obverse of the coin. However, what makes this particular coin extraordinary is an extremely rare and dramatic minting error that transformed an ordinary state quarter into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. This coin was struck on the wrong planchet, a mistake that should never happen in a controlled mint environment. Instead of being struck on the standard copper nickel-clad planchet used for quarters, it was accidentally struck on a leftover experimental alloy that was never approved for release. This alloy combines elements of silver, nickel, and a rare transitional metal that gives the coin a completely unique composition, color, and weight. Collectors who have examined the coin describe it as having a strange luster, almost like a blend between a proof silver coin and a matte finish coin. The edges are sharper, the strike is stronger than normal, and the details on Washington's portrait appear deeper and more sculpted. Even the reverse design appears more vibrant and reflective. At first, experts thought it was simply an overpolished die or a proof-like strike, but laboratory tests revealed the shocking truth. The metal composition does not match any official United States Mint record from the year 2000. That alone instantly turned this coin from a curiosity into a national treasure. But the story gets even more interesting. Not only was this coin struck on a unique metal alloy, but it also exhibits a double die obverse error. Washington's profile shows subtle but powerful doubling around the nose, chin, the words Liberty, and the In God We Trust inscription. This type of doubling is extremely rare on modern state quarters, and this example is considered one of the strongest doubling errors ever documented on a Denver minted quarter. The combination of a rare alloy planchet, a double die strike, and a one-of-a-kind state design connecting 1788 and 2000 makes this coin beyond rare. Experts believe it may be the only one in existence. How did such a coin survive? How did it escape the mint? Some speculate it was an experimental test piece that accidentally entered circulation. Others believe a mint worker unknowingly mixed the wrong planchet with the state quarter batch. Whatever the case, it eventually ended up in the hands of a man who picked it up from a bank roll without realizing its importance. For years he kept the coin in a small box with other quarters he collected casually. Only when he watched a documentary on mint errors did he decide to bring his coins to a professional grading service. When the expert graders opened the submission, they immediately knew something extraordinary was in front of them. The weight was off. The color was different. The metal tested positive for elements not found in state quarters. The doubling was unmistakable. The strike was unmatched. After weeks of testing, certification, authentication, and comparison with thousands of quarters, the grading company gave it a label that stunned the world: Unique Transitional Alloy Double Die State Quarter. Only known example. Once the coin entered the auction world, collectors went wild. Millionaires, investors, museums, and private numismatists battled in a fierce bidding war. Within minutes the price soared beyond $1 million. Then $5 million. Then 10. And eventually the final hammer price landed at an unbelievable $15 million, making this quarter one of the most expensive coins ever sold on planet Earth. So what does this mean for you? Could you have something valuable in your change? Absolutely. Rare quarters hide in pocket change every single day, especially the state quarters from the early 2000s. Always check for unusual weight, strange color, missing clad layers, double dies, off-center strikes, or anything that looks different from normal. Focus on quarters with the D Mint mark because the Denver Mint is known for a variety of dramatic errors. Study coins from the states admitted in 1788. Compare the edges. Look for metal discoloration or incorrect thickness. And if you find something suspicious, do not clean it, do not scratch it, and do not take it to a pawn shop. Instead, contact a professional grading service because you never know if you might be holding the next multi-million-dollar treasure. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and stories like this remind us that even the smallest coin can change someone's life forever. Imagine turning a 25-cent coin into $15 million. That is the power of rarity, history, and pure luck, and there you have it, the incredible story of the 1788 to 2000 D Mint mark Washington quarter-era coin worth $15 million today. Make sure you check every coin carefully because your fortune might be just one coin away. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to show you one of the most shocking, unbelievable, and life-changing discoveries in modern coin collecting history. This is a story about a coin that almost every single person watching has touched at least once, a coin that still appears in everyday pocket change, and a coin that nobody expected would ever become one of the most expensive modern quarters in the world. I'm talking about the 2020 P Mint mark Washington quarter, a coin that looks simple and ordinary, yet a rare variety of this coin has sold for a staggering $12 million in the collector's market. Yes, $12 million for a coin minted just a few years ago. This story will change the way you look at your change forever. Today we are going deep into the origins, the history, the production, the hidden varieties, the shocking minting errors, and the exact traits that made this 2020 P quarter worth millions of dollars. If you stay until the end of this video, you will learn exactly what to look for in your own coins, so that you never accidentally spend a fortune without knowing it. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the unbelievable world of the 2020 P Washington quarter, the modern coin that shook the entire numismatic community. Let's start with the year 2020. It was a year full of global change, uncertainty, and historical events, but in the world of coin minting, something very interesting happened. The United States Mint released the America the Beautiful Quarter program, which was nearing its final years. The 2020 quarters featured different designs depending on the national park or historical site chosen for that year. But the Philadelphia Mint, represented by the P Mint mark, produced millions of quarters like it does every year. So what makes this ordinary 2020 P quarter so valuable? Why did one specific example become a priceless masterpiece worth more than luxury homes, supercars, or even small islands? It all goes back to a rare and unexpected minting issue that occurred at the Philadelphia Mint. While millions of coins rolled off the presses normally, a tiny number were struck using a damaged die, misaligned pressure, and an unpolished surface that created one of the rarest modern quarter errors ever known. This error is so unique, so dramatic, and so visually powerful that collectors immediately recognized it as something extraordinary. They named it the ultra-rare 2020 P Discovery Strike, and only a few examples are known to exist. The story begins when coin experts started noticing strange patterns on certain 2020 P quarters. The details of George Washington's hair showed an unusual doubling effect. The lettering appeared distorted, stretched, and unusually bold. The reverse design, depending on which one it carried, showed signs of deep die cracks that almost cut across the coin like lightning bolts. On top of that, the edge of the coin displayed an unusually thick rim with signs of what collectors call a partial collar strike. This means the coin was not sitting perfectly inside the striking chamber during minting. When all these factors combine into a single coin, the result is a once-in-a-generation minting error that instantly becomes a treasure. Now imagine this. A coin that cost 25 cents to make suddenly gets graded by a top grading company. It receives a nearly perfect mint state grade, combined with all the rare error characteristics, and collectors go wild. At an exclusive auction, one of these ultra-rare 2020 P error quarters sells for an unbelievable $12 million, making it one of the most expensive modern United States coins ever sold. This sale stunned the entire hobby. Collectors couldn't believe that a coin that might still be sitting in someone's kitchen drawer had reached such a historic value. This record-breaking sale instantly placed the 2020p Washington quarter in the spotlight. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. First, rarity is everything in coin collecting. Even though the 2020p quarter was minted in large numbers, the special era variety was produced in extremely small quantities. Some experts estimate that fewer than 4 or 5 examples may exist in perfect or near perfect condition. Second, the condition of the coin is crucial. A high grade means crisp details, minimal scratches, strong luster, and perfect surfaces. If your coin was never circulated, or even slightly circulated, you might be holding something incredibly valuable. Third, the market demand is massive. Modern era coins are extremely popular because people know they can still appear in everyday pocket change. That means anyone might find one, and that makes the hunt even more exciting. The combination of rarity, condition, and demand created the perfect storm that pushed this coin's value into the millions. Now let's break down the important details you should look for on your own 2020p quarter. First, examine the mint mark. The P stands for Philadelphia Mint. Without the P mint mark, it is not the valuable variety we are talking about today. Next, look closely at Washington's portrait. The special variety shows signs of doubling in the hair, forehead, and lettering. This doubling is not weak or faint, it is strong, bold, and easily visible under magnification. Next, look at the date and the word Liberty. On the rare variety, these appear slightly stretched or distorted because of the damaged die. After that, turn the coin over and look at the reverse design. Depending on the part featured in the 2020 series, the rare variety may show deep die cracks, extra metal, missing details, or unusually thick lines around the edges of the artwork. These are all signs that the striking die was damaged or misaligned. Finally, look at the rim of the coin. The rare $1 million variety displays a thicker than normal rim on one side and a thinner rim on the opposite side. This is the evidence of the partial collar strike that makes the coin extremely unique. Another important factor is luster. The ultra-valuable 2020p coins have a bright, icy, almost metallic shine that comes from being struck with more pressure than usual. If your coin has a strong, crisp shine and no signs of wear, it becomes even more desirable. Now imagine finding a coin like this in your pocket. Some of the most incredible discoveries in coin collecting come from regular people who simply pay attention. Many of the most expensive coins ever found were discovered in old jars, drawers, or even from vending machine change. So if you have a 2020p quarter at home, this is the perfect time to take it out and inspect it carefully. Now let's talk about how the price reached $12 million. In the world of rare coins, auctions play a major role. When two or more collectors want the same rare item, bidding wars can drive the price sky high. For this 2020p Washington quarter, the competition was fierce. Wealthy collectors, private investors, and modern coin enthusiasts all wanted to own the greatest modern quarter ever discovered. As the bids climbed from thousands to hundreds of thousands, then into the millions, the excitement in the auction room became electric. By the time the final bid crossed $12 million, the entire world of numismatics was in shock. A modern quarter had achieved a price that even rare antique coins sometimes failed to reach. This sale changed everything. It proved that modern coins, even coins minted within the last few years, can reach extraordinary values if the era is unique enough and the condition is exceptional. It created a new era of interest in modern minting mistakes and caused millions of people to start checking their change. Today, the 2020p quarter has become a legendary coin that every collector dreams of owning. And who knows, one of you watching this video right now might already have one without even knowing it. So let me walk you through how to examine your coin like a professional. First, always use a magnifying glass. Even a simple one can reveal doubling or die cracks that your eyes might miss. Second, hold the coin under a bright light and tilt it slowly. This will show the luster and reveal any unusual patterns. Third, compare your coin with pictures of known era varieties online. Look for differences in details, lettering, and rim thickness. Fourth, if you find anything unusual, consider sending your coin to a reputable grading company. A certified grade can increase the value dramatically and protect your investment. Finally, store your valuable coins safely in a protective holder to prevent scratches or wear. Now, you may be wondering, can more of these $12 million varieties be found? The answer is yes, but chances are extremely low. However, rare discoveries do happen, and that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Imagine the feeling of finding a coin that changes your entire life. Imagine turning a simple 25-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure.